We are sliding right on into September and into the autumn season. Jasmeen with House of Chiron, and I am here to make the language of astrology digestible for all of y'all. So not only am I your favorite astrologer, yes, but I am also your Reiki master, your mental health professional, and your community activist, all of the things, right? Now, I use Western whole sign astrology for my interpretations and my general readings. So with that being said, if you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you will not miss a beat. You can get all of the latest news and the galactic gossip. Okay. Now, if you are returning, welcome back. I know I have been gone for quite some time. I took a break over the summer, had a lot going on. My oldest son graduated. We went on a family trip. I took a break from school. I was doing a lot of readings over the summer because remember, they were open over the summer. Now they are closed, as well as my Reiki, they are closed. And I'm closing all of these things because I'm working on some other stuff behind the scenes. All right. Now, since we're here, let's just go ahead and get into the announcements. So with this being said, I am making some changes. Venus is now stationed direct, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but Venus is now stationed direct, and Venus is my chart ruler, so I have been reevaluating how I initiate and how I go about doing things. So galactic gossip is going to change, right? Hopefully for the better, right? Now, you know how I do the readings and give you all 12 signs. We're not going to do the general readings for all 12 signs in galactic gossip. What we're instead doing is doing a whole month of energy, right? So talk about the energy for the entire month, what it means, just the interpretations. And then at the end, we're going to get into a little dice roll, yes, with the Astro dice to give you a little divination outlook of what is to come for that month. Now, I will still do the general readings, right, for all 12 signs, but those are going to be in separate videos. So I'm going to keep those specifically for the moon. So the new moon and the full moon will only be the ones that have like the general readings, okay? So just to kind of give you an idea of what's to come. So that just means more content. That means that you all will get to see me more and hear my country slang a little bit, you know, more than normal than, you know, once or twice a month when it comes to this. All right. Now, of course, I'll still be uploading my shorts and all those things that I, you know, post here and there. But for the most part, that's how things are changing. Now, another announcement, the House of Chiron merch has launched. Okay. So I launched that over the summer. This is the one of the Astro and Afro shirts. And you know, I have Astro and Afros because of course, you know, me, I do astrology and I got this big old fro. And then also I have cosmically locked shirts for those who are, you know, going through their lock journey. I also have hats. I have, you know, tote bags, House of Chiron stuff, just regular merch. Yeah, so go ahead, description box, all that information is there to go ahead and purchase your merch. You can do so on my website. And like I was previously mentioning, the readings, the astrology readings and the Reiki sessions are closed. And that's because I'm working on some other things that need to kind of come out. So I need to put some things on pause in order to focus on some other things. Plus I'm still in school. So yeah. Now, I think that is all the announcements that I have for right now. So let's go ahead and break into the month of September's energy, okay? Now, Venus is stationed direct at 12 degrees Leo, so it has been retrograde for about 6 weeks. And starting on September 3rd at 8:20 p.m., it is going to be direct. So by the time you get this video, it might already be direct. Now, with Venus being retrograde all this time, you know, we were reviewing relationships, finances, and values and whatnot. And now that it's moving forward, those decisions that we've made or the ideas that we've made are going to become a lot more smoother. So we can expect progress moving forward, you know, maybe even some forward movement as we move into like the second half of September. Also, Venus, like I said, is, you know, the planet that represents love and beauty, money and whatnot. So it has been, you know, going through its 40-day retrograde period and moving forward now through Leo. It was retrograding back into Leo. So it's all about like confidence and courageousness and, you know, our authenticity and all those things. Now, throughout this time, Venus has been engaging in like this challenging aspect. So it's been in a square with both Jupiter and Uranus, right? So the one with Jupiter, you know, a square with Jupiter can bring still favorable things. It can bring an abundance, but sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? So too much of anything is never, not always good. But with that Uranus energy, Jupiter and Uranus both being in the sign of Taurus, and Venus rules Taurus, it's creating some tension, and a lot of it. It's exasperating on a lot of things. Now, the squares have served a test of like our self-confidence, prompting us to seek more authentic, self-expression and embrace our individuality. But Venus is present in Leo has like significantly influenced those Venusian aspects of things, right? Our financial and romantic aspects. It's encouraging us to, inject more passion and creativity and generosity into the things that we desire, and that includes relationships and finances, right? So, keeping that in mind as things begin to move progressively forward. Now, Venus is still going to be in a square with Jupiter while it's going direct. So that kind of brings like a little wave of optimism, or there could be some clarity or some truth that comes to the surface as it's stationing direct. Now, this is going to be particularly in the matters of heart and finances, right? So relationships and money, possessions and values. Any uncertainties or challenges that are coming up during this time, while Venus is retrograde phase, it's like coming down to its end, and the path toward, moving forward, we can expect, because that Uranus energy that's there, we can expect some unexpected but yet beneficial resolutions to come. There might be some clarity that comes, some insights, or maybe even certain situations might improve. Okay. Now, moving on. Mercury is retrograde. We know it's in Virgo, right? So it's at home in Virgo, and it's making a trine to Jupiter, which is in Taurus. And this happens the day after Venus stations direct. So this is going to kind of give us some uplifting and positive communication, which is very beneficial because Jupiter is stationing retrograde at 15 degrees in Taurus on the same day, right after that aspect, right? So Jupiter, it is the symbol of expansion and growth. It is in retrograde. It starts its retrograde phase on the 4th at 15 degrees in Taurus. So this is going to be that start of that period of introspection that's around the Taurus related themes, right? Which is also very Venusian related themes. So agriculture, food and possessions, values, money and relationships, things of that nature. So during Jupiter's retrograde, it forms this square aspect to Venus that I was just talking about. So this could bring in a few things, right? Especially with Venus moving direct. So over the last 4 months, over the next 4 months, over the next 4 months, introspection is going to be the theme, right? And that's going to help us with enhancing our self-awareness, having internal growth, being able to like understand the abundance that we've accomplished over this time, since Jupiter has been moving direct and since it's been in the sign of Taurus, and these are regarding the Taurus rule themes: relationship, finances, values, possessions. So with Jupiter's retrograde, while it's squared to Taurus, Taurus's ruling planet Venus, is going to be encouraging how can I say? So it's going to be encouraging like a need for us to focus on self-awareness and recognition within, the reality and the natural world, right? So getting out here in nature, is going to be promoting an appreciation for the simple things in life, the simple pleasures, and prompting us to contemplate on our perceptions of what abundance really is. Yeah, I said that. Okay. I was trying to put it in words, and there you have it. Now, this is a time to, like I was saying, indulge in self-care, right? So also kind of like put yourself in nature, offering yourself more nourishment for the soul. However, embracing holistic approaches to well-being, spending time outdoors, right? These things are going to become more favorable and will also assist us in those tough times. Now, Jupiter's retrograde invites us to evaluate our understanding of what abundance is, like I was just saying, but also it urges us to explore the concept of what true wealth really is, beyond just material possessions, right? Because as Venus is material possessions. So this could potentially lead us to more prosperity, right? And even just if it's not tangible things, just feeling more prosperous in general. So that square aspect between Jupiter and Venus is going to present an opportunity for us to be more harmonious in our personal and our professional relationships. And this next 4 months encourages us to address anything that's out of balance within our working or any type of relationships, right? So for the next 4 months, we have time to like focus and work on that, going internal and recognizing the abundance that we have. Now, Jupiter's retrograde journey in Taurus encourages a practical and grounded approach to our financial matters. So embracing Taurus traits like determination and long-term planning and, you know, securing a financial foundation, those are going to be the themes that we are focused on moving forward. Now, utilizing this time for like comprehensive review for our financial goals and investment strategies and things like that. Perfect, right? Now, Jupiter also is going to resume its direct motion, and then it's going to complete its cycle through Taurus until May of 2024. So during the introspective, you know, phase, you know, focus on what values and wealth really means to you, you know, seize abundant opportunities or really reevaluate the opportunities that you've, you know, received since Jupiter's been in sign of Taurus, and just kind of like figure out what's for you and what isn't. Okay. Now, moving forward on September 6th, we have the Sun and Mercury coming into a conjunction, also known as a cazimi, at 13 degrees Virgo. And of course, Mercury is still retrograde. So this happens September 6th. And this is just going to be providing clarity, maybe even unveiling the details of something that's within your Virgo ruled house. Okay. Now, soon after that, the following week, we have a new moon that happens at 21 degrees Virgo. Okay. And this happens on September 14th in the evening. Okay, so around 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time in the evening. So this is going to help us with engaging in analysis, reevaluation, or occasionally needing to kind of like retrace our steps in certain things before we can set intentions moving forward. So approaching the process of setting intentions in a logical manner, very like fresh and new logical manner, right? A strongly rational lunar influence is what's going to be brought with this new moon. Now, this upcoming new moon in Virgo is potent for opportunities for manifestation. It's a wonderful time for us to refine our daily routines, prioritize our physical well-being, and bring order to the aspects of life that is influenced by Virgo, right? So that's health, your daily routines, your work, your employees, your pets, so on and so forth. Now, this new moon holds significance and strength because it's going to be making a grand Earth trine with Uranus that's in Taurus, right? It's also retrograde at this time, as well as Pluto that's in Capricorn, that's also retrograde. So it's paving the way for breakthroughs and quick materialization of whatever intentions we're setting with this new moon. Now, the Earth trine, so it's basically a trine to all Earth signs, right? So it's making that trine aspect between all Earth signs. So it's amplifying the capacity to translate, or I guess translate is a good word. So translate the intentions into something concrete, right? So making it tangible, assisting us in establishing something that is solid, a structure, you know. So think about Virgo, think about you know, Capricorn, think about, you know, all the Earth energy, right? So Earth is very solid. You know, Capricorn is the boss of things. It wants something that's long-term, longevity. So just think about that. You know, think about Taurus, right? The other Earth sign is making a grand trine to all of the Earth signs. You know, just think about what Taurus represents, think about what Capricorn represents, think about what Virgo represents, right? So it is creating this energy to where we can have like a breakthrough in making things tangible, right? Establishing that solid structure towards the long-term objectives. Now, the involvement that Uranus and Pluto has with this Earth trine, right, is kind of like bringing in unexpected developments and also transformation of experiences with this new moon. So, like I said, Mercury is the ruling planet and it's retrograde. So it's the ruling planet of this energy of this new moon, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So that since it's in Virgo, it's ruled by Mercury, whatever. So this new moon the ruler is Mercury, which is retrograde, and it's getting ready to finish up its retrograde phase. But while it's doing so, it's making an opposition to Saturn that happens to be in Pisces, right? So this configuration, this aspect may encourage us to be disciplined, right? Through being steadfast on our perceptions, how we think about things, making sure that we're paying attention to the detail and that we're not skipping steps, highlighting the importance of being methodical in the way we approach things. Now, also, since the moon is opposing Saturn in Pisces, is also opposing Neptune that's in Pisces, right? So this is a need for us to find that harmonious balance between logical reasoning, right? Being in our head and being, very like straightforward, linear in our approaches to things. And then also being more creative in our approach, right? Being more imaginative, allowing ourselves to dream. All right. Now, also, utilizing this Virgo new moon energy to plan our intentions, sowing our seeds, particularly in the area of your life that is governed by Virgo. Okay, so like I said, I will go over all of this energy closer to when we have this new moon in Virgo, and you'll see by your sign where this is happening in your house, right? Where Virgo occupies your house and what your intentions should kind of like be surrounded by. Okay, now I'm going to wrap this up. So concentrating on practical steps and details that are required to realize what objectives we're trying to go after. Now, also embracing the principles of organization and the efficiency that Virgo brings, like the energy that Virgo brings, so there you go, making sure that your daily routines and your health and your well-being and your productivity is something to, pay attention to. And be prepared for your intentions to materialize really quickly, like I was saying, because of that support of the grand Earth trine. Maintaining a grounded and goal-oriented focus to make the most out of this lunar phase is going to be highly important. All right, now, excuse me. Moving forward, Mercury stations direct at 8 degrees Virgo. This happened the next day, September 15th. So the second half of the month is going to be more swift in its movement. Mercury has been retrograde for the last 3 weeks in Virgo, so it's just been messing up all kinds of stuff, so we can slow down and pay attention, right? Take a break, review, do the deeds that needs to be paid attention to. Now, the work that we've been putting in over the summer has some momentum and progress to move forward now that we have Mercury and Venus in forward movement. And, it's going to be active from, now September 15th until October 4th with Mercury moving through, Virgo. Now, after a period of retrograde and reflection with Mercury being in Virgo, the shift of this is going to signify progress in that Virgo and Gemini area of our chart. Now, the retrograde allow us to dissect and understand our systems better, how we can rebuild and enhance organization and efficiency in those Gemini and Virgo areas of our charts. Okay, now moving forward. Okay, we have the sun entering into Libra. So this is the start of the autumn equinox. This happens on September 23rd. And the focus is shifting as the season changes, right? So we're bringing in the autumn, we're bringing in the cool energy and all the good things on September 23rd until October 23rd. We will be in Libra season. Okay, so happy solar return to all of you Libras out there. Now, as the sun enters into Libra, it's the autumn equinox. So in the northern hemisphere, this is emphasizing the need for balance and harmony. Libra season highlights qualities like judgment, diplomacy, cooperation, social, aspects of things, being sociable, partnerships and relationships, and just really a focus on other people. Now, this year, with this energy that we're kind of harnessing for Libra season, we can expect this to be more transformative because the sun is going to be aligning with the South Node that just recently moved into Libra, right? And that's going to be making a square to Pluto that's in Capricorn. So this is going to be a time during Libra season to assess the potential need to release or let go things that are bringing disharmony in our relationships. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. All right, so now moving forward, the full moon at 6 degrees in Aries, happens at the very end of the month, at the tail end of the month on September 29th. This is going to be the last bit of energy that I go over before we get into our dice roll. All right, so full moon, 6 degrees Aries. So this is ending a cycle around our personal endeavors, letting go and moving on in our own way, something that's going to create more independence in our life. So this is going to be peaking around 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning Central Time, depending on where you are in the world, on September 29th. Now, we are going to feel this energy all the way up into, drop my phone, all the way up into October 4th, because we can feel it for like 3 or 4 days after it has peaked. So this is a full supermoon in Aries. So it's intensifying our desire for the Aries rule kind of themes, which is independence, our personal space, our freedom, the ability to be courageous and initiate things and be confident. Now, the full moon is going to have us focus on our own needs and desires, prioritizing our own personal fulfillment. And being that Mars is the ruler of Aries and it's the ruler of this moon, is currently conjunct the South Node in Libra at the time of this full moon. Okay, so this is going to be highlighting the need to let go of outdated bonds and relationships, that energy that I was talking about with Libra season. Okay, whether it's a work relationship that no longer brings joy or balance in your life. It could be a personal relationship. It could be a friendship. However, it could be just your relationship that you have with social media. It just depends on where this energy is falling in your chart. Now, also Mars aspect to Venus, which is still in Leo at this time, and Pluto that is in Capricorn, reveals the dynamics within our relationships. So this full moon prompts a need, like a craving for excitement, to have like a turning point, to make a definite change, especially because we are heading towards eclipse season. Okay, so that's what I have for y'all. And of course, like I mentioned, I will be doing separate videos for the new moon and the full moon. Just keep a watch out for those. Okay, and I will do the general readings for all 12 signs in both of those. All right, now let's get into our rolling of the dice, our astro dice message. Okay, I'm going to ask some spirit to give us a message for the month of September. And we have rolled the South Node and Cancer in the 8th house. All right, so there's a need to release and shift away from being stuck in our comfort zones. Also having the emotional manipulation and emotional control over certain things, more so tapping into our resources, our inner resources that's within our this is more so like within our emotional space, like making sure that you are aware that your emotional space and your emotional intelligence is part of your power as well. Releasing and letting go of emotional power struggles within our intimate partnerships and relationships as well. So these are things to kind of like harness and take note of as we move through the month of September, that we are moving away from things that are outdated, things that are holding us in like a sense of control and keeping us boxed in. And we are moving towards the opposite, right? That Capricorn energy is opposite of Cancer. So moving towards that, where it's more geared towards safety and security, something that's longstanding, that's going to provide longevity. All right. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful month ahead. Watch out for the rest of the videos for the new moon and the full moon. I will be bringing those out very soon, closer to the energies, of course. In the meantime, description box for your Astro and Afros gear. I hope you can see it, but video. But also, all the things, my readings and my Reiki is now closed. I will let you all know when they open back up. It's whenever I have more time. All right. So have a wonderful month ahead, and I will talk to you soon.